This is Lesson 5.2, Ratio Tables. In this video, you will learn to use ratio tables to find equivalent ratios and solve real-life problems. Two ratios that describe the same relationship are equivalent ratios. You can find equivalent ratios by adding or subtracting quantities in equivalent ratios, or multiplying or dividing each quantity in a ratio by the same number. We saw this in the activities that we did prior to this lesson. If we have a ratio such as 3 to 2, an equivalent ratio to that would mean multiplying each of these numbers by 2, for example, and getting 6 to 4, or 9 to 6, or 12 to 8. You can find and organize equivalent ratios in a ratio table, as we will see. Example 1a. Find the missing values in each ratio table, then write the equivalent ratios. When completing ratio tables, I usually take one column at a time. They give you the first ratio, which is 1 to 3, and then you need to find the missing pieces. I start right here. To go from here to here, what do you multiply 1 by to get 2? Well, we multiply it by 2. If you do it on the top, you do it on the bottom. 3 times 2 is 6. Now we need to fill in this one. Now, since we're going to find this missing piece here, I'm going to look at what do I do to go from 3 to 9. Well, I'm going to multiply that by 3. If I do it to the bottom, I do it to the top. 1 times 3 is 3. And to fill in the rest of my missing ratios, I had 1 to 3 here. Now I have 2 to 6 and 3 to 9. This is my answer. For example 1b, here's my missing piece. To go from here to here, go from 6 to 12, I would multiply by 2. If I do it to the bottom, I do it to the top. 4 times 2 is 8. And now I'm going to look from here to here. How do I go from 4 to 24? I would multiply by 6. If I do it to the bottom, I do it to the top. If I do it to the top, I do it to the bottom. 6 times 6 is 36. Now I write in all my ratios, top to bottom. 4 to 6, 8 to 12, 24 to 36. Example 2. You are making sugar water for your hummingbird feeder. A website indicates to use 4 parts of water for every 1 part of sugar. You use 20 cups of water. How much sugar do you need? Well, I'm going to use a ratio table for this. Here I have water. Here I have sugar. And I have 4 parts of water for 1 cup of sugar. And I know I use 20 cups of water. So this is what I'm looking for. To go from 4 to 20, I multiply by 5. If I do it to the top, I do it to the bottom. 1 times 5 is 5, which means I used 5 cups of sugar. Example 3. The nutrition facts label on a box of crackers shows that there are 240 milligrams of sodium in every 36 crackers. Part A. You eat 15 crackers. How much sodium do you consume? I'm going to use a ratio table again. Put sodium and crackers. I know I have 240 here and 36 here, and I know I eat 15 crackers. So, from here to here, I had to punch this into my calculator, but I know that 36 divided by 15 is 2.4, because I put it in my calculator. So to go from 36 to 15, I would have to divide by 2.4. So if I do it to the bottom, I have to do it to the top. So 240 divided by 2.4 is 100. So I consume 100 milligrams of sodium. Then part B, you eat 21 crackers. How much sodium do you consume? Well, we're going to set up the same table. Sodium, crackers, but instead of 15, I'm going to put 21. I'm actually going to change this to 24, so make sure you change that on your papers. So, to go from 36 to 24, you have to figure out what that factor is. So 36 divided by 24, put that into your calculator, you get 1.5. So, divided by 1.5. If I do it to the bottom, I do it to the top. 240 divided by 1.5 is 160. So if you eat 24 crackers, you actually get 160 milligrams of sodium.